Welcome to Rabbi Son, hot takes on news, pop culture, and religion, hosted by Rabbi Patrick, that's me, and my son, Javon. Spiritual, irreverent, always fearless, produced by Darshan Yeshiva. So, we're going to do some more of the Reddit questions, because you do seem to be into that. Okay, so here we go. Am I the A for refusing to get involved with my cousin's drama? Okay, well, that's already framed a certain way. So I, a 38-year-old female, have a huge family and we're all close. As expected, we have occasional disagreements, very few permanently strained relationships. My cousins, Leah and Alan, who are like between 58 and 61, are siblings who don't get along with each other. They play nice at family gatherings, but otherwise have a strained relationship. I don't get involved with this. Okay. This Saturday, we're having a family dinner to celebrate the Jewish New Year. Okay, yeah, I know it's like weird time of year for us to be doing this one, but just these are good. They're evergreen issues. Okay. In the past, Leah has tried and failed when it comes to bringing things for family dinners. For example, when we asked her to bring dessert for Thanksgiving once, she didn't know to put an order in at a bakery in advance, so she brought a table talk apple pie. I don't know what a table talk apple pie is, but
store-bought, probably from Walmart.
Something like that.
Cheap.
Okay. For this dinner, she offered to bring wine. Earlier today, she asked me if I had a wine preference, which is a weird question to ask me because I have a 3-month-old baby and I'm breastfeeding, so she wouldn't be able to drink wine anyway. I told her as such, so she told me she picked a variety. When I asked out of curiosity how many bottles she bought, she said she only bought one because not too many people will be drinking. I reminded her that 4 people will be drinking and suggested she buy 2 more bottles. This is where I get upset and might be the blank. She tells me at this point she already left the wine store and maybe Alan, the sibling that she fights with, will bring some. I suggest she confirm that with him. That's a problem. She said she won't ask him because he only says no to her and asked me to ask him. I snapped and I told her she's too old to be acting like this and I'm not getting involved between them. 5 minutes later, she texted back saying no, not to worry about it and that she will show up with her bottle of wine and some food. Am I the A for refusing to get involved in my cousin's drama? And then there's an extra thing here, extra info. My mom is hosting the dinner. I'm not bringing anything because my infant is super Velcro and hates the car, so I can't make a run to the store easily. Okay, so kind of couple of different things here. So what do we think, Javon?
I think I have to break this down.
Yeah, let's do, because it's a little
like a lot going on.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so this is a holiday gathering.
Okay, now for the sister bringing the wine.
Okay,
I feel like if you're going to a place like that, you know there's gonna be a gathering of people,
right?
And just like you're going to, someone else's house, like
right.
you should have brought 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah,
just because.
Right.
2 bottles of wine,
right.
People like to drink on holiday dinner.
Yeah,
they do. And then maybe one for the house.
Right.
Like it just
hostess gift. Yeah, it's a hostess gift.
And then it's like
or a host gift.
Yeah, so you have to, when you're purchasing, making purchases and you're going places, you should know how many people are going to be there, how many people are doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Bring a drink for these type of people, and then bring a drink. But people that's not drinking,
right.
That's etiquette.
Right.
Not everyone has that.
It's not a complicated religious issue. This is just basic etiquette. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I do now on to the situation.
Right.
Now, could the sister have went back to the store? Yes.
Right.
It's a U-turn.
Right.
It's a simple another trip back to the store.
Right.
So the sister could have went to the store.
Right.
Didn't want to go, being childish for reasons.
Right. Right.
Reasons. So, in asking the brother, why would I be the middle ground between 2 people that are able to communicate? You can easily communicate, and it's a simple text. Hey, are you bringing wine?
Right.
And how many bottles?
Right.
Boom. No, I'm not bringing any wine.
Yeah.
Okay, then you take it on the chin and you go buy some wine.
Right.
This is really not that serious. These people are immature. They're in their upper 50s.
Well, the sister. Okay, but this is where it's the cousins who are siblings. Okay, so this woman's cousins are the ones who like they don't talk to each other or they have some issue. So you're saying they should still text each other and this shouldn't be.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like they play nice at the family gathering, they need to play nice before the family gathering.
Okay, gotcha.
Like it's really not that hard. And if like y'all can clearly be around each other and it not be like the explosive issue.
Yeah.
And then it's more so like these people are way too old.
Yeah.
Way too old. They are upper 50s and 60s. These people are almost 70.
Right.
60 and 70 years old, bickering about something that had like it. Yeah, this is so stupid. Like this is very kiddie for people who are that old. And no, I wouldn't want to get into it either. Like that's not my business. If y'all can't talk to each other, y'all can't figure it out. I guess everyone's gonna be disappointed. And I'm gonna be like, well, I asked, so and so, could they bring a bottle of wine? All they had to do was communicate. And the reason why I can't get drunk is because these two.
Well, I did a little bit of research here because my thing about the wine is that so they went to, I don't know if this person went to like a wine store or if they just went to a grocery store that has wine or whatever. But the thing is, it's like wine's not like impossible to get. There, you can go anywhere.
ABC, right? Food Lion, right? Walmart, right? Kroger,
so
Publix,
many
literally
places.
every store.
It's not okay. Do you feel like it's slightly annoying because you felt like there only needed to be one bottle? I guess you could feel slightly annoyed by that, but so what? This is a minor inconvenience in the realm of inconveniences because on the way from your house to your cousin's house, you probably passed by 100 places where you could get something, right? Like you could get some wine, like you said, bring something for people who don't drink, bring some seltzer or soda or whatever. So this isn't like that big of a deal. And I get complicated family dynamics and people who don't want to talk to each other and whatever, but it's kind of unfair to kind of put on someone, like if your responsibility was to bring the wine, you're in charge of the amount of wine necessary for the event. It's not just like, bring whatever you want. Like maybe one person brings a bottle of wine, another person brings a pie, another person brings the challah, whatever, right? Like it seems like they were on wine duty, like as far as how I'm reading this. So you should know people are going to drink more than one bottle of wine. It sounds like to me, this person maybe doesn't drink or they don't drink a lot. And maybe there's some issue with sort of like some weird drama of like they just don't feel like they should have to bring more than they have to. Maybe they have some weird issues around stuff like that.
I mean, because one bottle of wine is what, 4 glasses?
It depends. So you can get as much as 8 glasses out of it, but it depends on how much you're drinking.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
four is like that's some big boy glasses there, friend.
I said like 4 glasses. That's what you could. I mean, you get 2. You can drink the whole bottle.
Right.
In one sitting.
Yeah.
Like, you can do anything.
So, and the thing is, and so to your point, you can actually go online. I'm sure there's apps for it too, where you can find out how much wine you should bring. And literally it's like, how many people are drinking? How much do they like to drink? Here's the like ChatGPT. Come on. You can ask ChatGPT, how much wine should I bring? This is all about, the way that I read it. This is all about this person has some issues with their family. Maybe they feel like they're being put upon, or maybe this is like sort of a passive aggressive thing of like, I'm only bringing 1 bottle this year because, last holiday I brought the whatever and only half of it got eaten and I can't afford, like there's caked in resentment here. Like somewhere in this thing, I bet you could go back in time and it's like resentment. And that's why they're only bringing a bottle of wine.
Yeah, but this could be your makeup year because in the previous year you know what? A store-bought pie last minute.
Right.
Right. So this could have been your makeup year and then you were just being nasty about it.
Right.
Because I'm gonna bring my 1 bottle of wine. Only 4 people are drinking. And it's like,
no, you could level up a little bit.
Just bring 2.
Yeah. Buy cheaper wine.
Oh, yeah. No one. People are working.
Bring a value bottle.
Yeah, people care about drinking, not what they're drinking. So it's like,
I mean,
You know?
maybe, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, no one here sounds like upper crust. Like, they're getting like, some fancy $300-$400 bottle of wine,
Right.
imported from Italy, that's 100 years old that, that they're sipping on.
Not so much.
Yeah, this is not, clearly they don't have the etiquette. If they had the etiquette, it's like, oh, but no, these are regular people.
Right.
Like, just get cheap stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like if you go to Kroger, you can get the manager special wine. Now, this was why I kind of wanted to do some research because I was looking to see if these people keep kosher.
Mm.
Because here's where I can give some amount of grace is that other than, Magen David and Manischewitz, the gross, super sweet stuff, right? It's hard to get kosher wine at a conventional store, except for the really, really sweet stuff that we would use for like more of a sacramental purpose, right? So I could understand if this person just left the store and they're really annoyed because they had to travel out of their way to get there, whatever, because it is like Rosh Hashanah in the story. So like maybe there was a there. I don't think that's what's going on though. Like, because I think that they would make a point of saying like, oh, but the kosher wine shop is like so far away or blah, blah, blah. And then there's this thing about like buying a store-bought pie. So like if the wine is an issue, then the store-bought pie should be more of an issue. And it wasn't. So even then, like I can't find anything. I will say though, am I the A for refusing to get involved with cousins drama? That's not what this is really about. You're already involved in drama. And it's the drama between you and the cousin, right? Because if you're somehow in charge of this, because that's what it sounds like this person is in charge of making sure that the family members all bring whatever to mom's house. That's how I read this, that this person, whether they wanted to be or not, was deputized into being in charge of did the cousins bring what they're supposed to bring. You're already in the drama. Like you're already, what you need to do is you need to say, hey, you know what? I got a 3-month-old or however old this baby is. And okay, this kid's now 10 months old. You need to say like, I have a 10-month-old. I got no time for anything. I'm doing the best that I can. I'm a stressed out parent. I'm not going to be in charge of managing like the inventory of these parties and these family get-togethers. So I will bring XYZ, or if you tell me to bring something, I will bring that. And I'm very reliable. But as far as like, I'm not the caterer, like done. Mom has to be in charge, whoever, someone else.
I mean, I do feel like if it was like such a pressing issue, I get that she said the kid had something with the car or something that didn't like driving or something.
Yeah, she just said that because it's a 3-month-old. Like, you
just said, do you want the 3 to 10?
Well, no, this was posted 7 months ago, which is why I'm saying the kid's 10 months old now.
Okay.
Because 3 months old in the story, 10 months old now. So I'm saying in the future, in the current times and in the future,
I mean, I'm not, when I say this, I'm not judging because I'm just genuinely curious because you have to ask these questions in these stories.
Of course.
Where is the partner?
If there is one.
Exactly. Right. Or like, if you need to run out, your mom's never going to be like, I don't want that baby. That's never a thing that's said by mothers and about grandchildren.
Yeah.
So it's just true. Like, you could you could have sprinted out like,
right.
But once again, not your responsibility.
Right.
And
right.
Yeah.
You can also have things delivered.
People forget about
you can Instacart that stuff. I mean, maybe your state's weird about like Instacarting alcohol. I don't know how that works, but yeah. I think, this is ridiculous. And everyone I know, whether I feel like they are entitled to this or not, when they have a baby, the rule is a year. Like for a year, they are unreliable. You can't ask anything of them. Like it's gonna be a very one-sided relationship because they are caring for a newborn. And that is like the social rule. And I am totally down for that. Like you should get exempt from everything for a year, right? You do the best that you can for your thing and your family, and like we'll all be chill, right? And so to have, again, like this expectation put on her that she's going to manage the, things that are being brought to this event and therefore she has to manage cousin drama. I'm just like, no, you need to back up even further and be like, no, mom, I'm not in charge of this. Don't put me in that drama.
Yeah, I mean, and I assume since the family gathering that the cousins, their parents will be there, you know, since the cousins are siblings.
Right.
So their mom and dad will be there.
Yeah.
So go take it up with them.
Yeah.
Go get them to. It just seems like
if these people are around.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're probably dead, honestly.
Oh God! Well, the cousins are.
I mean,
the in the 50s and 60s. Yeah.
Yeah, the cousin parents.
Yeah.
And at this point, if you can't rely on them, I don't think you should be inviting them places.
Wow.
Oops.
Wow.
Hey, we didn't invite cousin here. Oh my gosh, I did not realize that. Sorry.
Wow. Dang.
Maybe we'll get you next time. I'm just saying, like, because now you interrupting the flow. Everybody else trying to be, trying to get this together, trying to be all family, and then you're just being all like, childish, and you too old. Honestly, there gets to a point where you too old, and like you can give grace at certain ages.
Right.
I mean, you can give grace until like 24.
24. That's the cutoff? Yeah.
I really, unless like it's something serious, like there had to be something that's like almost unforgivable to be like, okay, yeah, but like this doesn't sound like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe in the future this says something about what your family events need to look like. Like maybe,
maybe don't get those people to bring anything.
Yeah.
Because don't bring anything. Don't even cook. Don't even
just get food brought in.
Yeah, don't even bring anything. Just you come. Bring you and sit down.
You brought a baby, like done.
Yeah. And with the cousins, clearly because they can't get anything together, they bring nothing.
Right.
I'm not gonna ask you nothing. I'm not gonna ask you, can I bring? No, you can't. No, just bring you.
You bring you, and then you're gonna cash at me some money.
Something.
Yeah.
Something other than this.
Bring me a check. Yeah. Bring me a check for like the stuff that I bought so that you don't have to.
Yeah. Way too old.
Now that would be a wild one, right? Like, what if they had at their next family gathering, they were like, hey, look, it's hard to like get people to bring stuff, whatever. Like, we're just gonna say like, instead of bringing something, just plop us $15. That's a bottle of wine. We're good, whatever. And then if they freak out and say, no, like, I'm not going to do that, blah, 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 find out why.
Right? Because people are stingy with money.
Well, and so there you go, right? And
you don't ever ask anybody, can they give you money for something? People don't want to give money. People really want to go to the store and spend money themselves. They're not going to give it to you.
I mean, we had friends over the other night, and like, they great people to have over. They brought a bottle of wine, and when we did DoorDash instead of like cooking or whatever, they offered to like Venmo money. I was like, you're good people. And we didn't, because like they were our guests, so we were like, that's not, you don't have to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some people, you are at a point in life where you invite your friends over. You are in a financial place where you can, pay for them.
Absolutely.
And I get that some people, but and I say this nicely,
okay,
and these people are way up in age, so this should be,
this is the later end of Gen X.
So you should know better. When people ask you to come somewhere, you don't come empty-handed.
Right.
Like that is something society knows.
Right.
And especially them growing up in a time where you went up to someone's house, you brought something, like a little gift, like something,
flowers for the table, anything.
These people should know better.
Yeah.
And if I don't know why you go in the store and be like, just buy 2 bottles of wine.
We just go back to the original.
Honestly, like just buy. When in doubt, get an extra.
Yeah.
People will drink wine.
Yeah. People
will eat food left over.
Yeah.
Like, you're never not gonna feel like anything has been wasted.
Yeah. I mean, we totally have, like, in our case, a case of wine that we keep in the bottom of the pantry. And if we get invited to someone's house, or if there's some public event that I end up being invited to, you better know I just, like, straight up grab a bottle, throw it in a bag, because, like, there's this, like, sisterhood of the traveling pants of wine bags that just finds its way into our house. And I totally re-gift that thing and then take it over. Because sometimes you're like, you get to be our age and you get really busy and you get exhausted by having to do extra things, which is the only part of this where I sympathize with the cousin that only bought one bottle of wine. I get it. Sometimes life is exhausting. So you set up systems that allow life to be less exhausting.
But you knew this event because it's like a yearly event.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to pretend that.
Right.
You knew what you had to bring.
This one wasn't snuck up on you.
This wasn't like a surprise. Like this wasn't, you knew. So I can't give grace.
Yeah. All right.
I would have given grace, but I can't grace. Point being, when in doubt, get an extra.
Yeah.
Get an extra.
Very Jewish thing. Jewish food panic, Jewish wine panic. These are real things. Yeah. This shouldn't be surprising to anyone. If these people weren't Jewish, maybe I'd understand. But you're Jewish. You should know better. Okay.
I mean, you should have couth in general.
Well,
and know etiquette.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you to our sponsors at Darshan Yeshiva for making this content possible. Darshan Yeshiva provides beginner-level online Jewish learning, including the very popular Conversion to Judaism program, with sponsoring rabbis and students all over the world. Start your Jewish journey any place, anywhere, and anytime with our conservative, reform, reconstructionist, Jewish renewal, humanistic, and post-denominational rabbi mentors. Become the Jew you always wanted to be with Darshan Yeshiva.